Hello everyone, my name is Christian, and today we're back with another operator guide. Today we're going over Deimos. So, last operator guide did shit, because YouTube decided that I should go and fuck myself. Hopefully this one is better, because this one ties into another video of mine where I go over the psychology meta. Basically, the whole way Deimos is played is very much just mental torture, but that's something I'm going to get into in a little bit. To begin with, let's look at his loadout. Deimos has either the AK, the shotgun, and you gotta use that revolver because that's like his whole gadget, right? Starting with the primary weapon, both are fairly viable, but the difference with the shotgun is that you practically don't get as much use as the AK with it. You're not going to be getting kills with it a lot. You're going to have to rely on the secondary, and if you're not great with the secondary for whatever reason, like some people are just wonderful with the secondary. Me, I just like I can only do well with it if I'm playing a low sense, so I end up using the AK most of the time. I don't even remember last time I used a shotgun on Deimos. I personally would say if you are newer to the operator, start off with the AK. If you've noticed that, you like to be explosive and very aggressive with Deimos, go ahead and use the shotgun. Now, secondary gadget, you got grenades or hard breach gadget. That depends on the role you play. Now, a big misunderstanding is that Deimos is purely an entry or a lurking operator. You can definitely play him on any role. He can be a second entry, he can be a primary entry, he can be a fucking, flex lurk, he can be a soft support, a hard support, because his gadget is so simple and so effective on any fucking role. But if you're playing him as a hard support, yeah, you should use the hard breach gadget if you're getting hatches on maps such as Clubhouse, Bank, let me see, what else is there? I'm thinking. You get the idea, basically. Maps with hatches that you have to drop, yeah, bring Deimos as a hard support, that'll do it. Um, so that is basically the loadout explained. Now, what I was talking about quickly here with the roles was that Deimos can be played aggressively, he can be played passively. His whole gadget is practically just distracting the enemy team or taking gunfights individually. Now, if you're gonna just use the gadget to like take a 1v1, yeah, you should probably, use them more aggressively and be an entry with them. Fuck it, you might even use the shotgun, right? Just run at them. But if you're trying to be a bit more smart in a more competitive environment, like you see a lot in Pro League, you're either going to be a hard support who uses the gadget to see where an operator is playing. Are they roaming? Are they not? You're going to help hunt them down, right? If there's a big ass roam and you scan like an Ella, well, Ella isn't really using Pro, but like a Valk, right? And you see Valka's top floor, you're gonna feed your team constant info and they're gonna roam clear it while you hold their cutoff, and you will just always have that advantage. So that's basically how you would play Deimos. A hard support, soft support, very similarly. You hold a cutoff, you scan it, you feed that info to the team, you force that guy who's getting scammed to worry about you, but you're outside holding the tightest pixel ever, so he can't even fight it. He's just constantly worried about you. It's a lot of stress to see that little helicopter on your screen and constantly getting pings of somebody who's on the other side of the map. It's just unnecessary stress, right? Part of the psychology meta. Which, if you guys are curious what I am referring to when I say psychology meta, I will link the video in the description. I go over a video that didn't do very well, but it basically describes the whole idea where the meta is literally just mind games, and I describe it better in that video. So just make sure you watch that if you want a better understanding of what I'm saying. As a flex lurk, you can just be crouch walking around the map. You scan somebody, they're worried about you while your team is pushing from the other side. A lot of distraction play, right? As an entry, yeah, you're probably going to be leading the charge and feeding info and roam clearing yourself. So you can play Deimos in pretty much any way you want, and he'll be pretty effective. But you do have to understand your natural playstyle. Are you more passive? Are you more aggressive? Okay, if you're more aggressive, yeah, you should entry with them. If you're, passive, you should use them for info and as a distraction. Now, I can't give you a great example of how Deimos works in map training, but I do have some footage where I got some clips of Deimos. I can voice that over and explain the thought process there and help with that. But generally speaking, his ability is something I gotta think outside the box for. Um, yeah, that's pretty simple in that regard. So this is a clip where I basically just go and play Deimos. As you can see, I'm entering fairly aggressively. I took a spot and now I'm holding it. So technically speaking, I'm going more on a flex lurk thing. Here you see me use the gadget. I see that he's enchanter. I don't really do much off of it. I unscan, as I am going to mention you can do. I rush out, entry, get 2 picks. Yeah, that's a bit lucky, but now we're in a 2v1. This is where things get important. I know it's a 2v1, and I know to make him shit himself, I gotta scan him, right? I scan him, this guy's gonna be worried and panic. Look at him running around now, he's trying to take that fight. He doesn't know what to do, right? I'm not taking the fight very aggressively. I'm just trying to let him, get distracted while my teammate's going in. Now, obviously this guy swung me, and so I got the pick, but you get the idea there. A big thing to note, by the way, with Deimos is you can cancel his gadget as well. If you've scanned somebody and you want to stop scanning them, you click the button again and it unscans them and you can use your AK. So if you thought somebody was right next to you and you were about to room clear them, but they were actually on site, you just unscan them and go next, right? My final point about Deimos before we finish up this video is you really don't need to look at it in a simple way. You can be very creative with this operator. A lot of people don't quite understand that Deimos is not an operator meant for specifically just gunfights. Deimos is meant specifically, when I first saw Deimos released, I thought he was like a perfect IGL op. Like, you can just scan somebody, see, generally speaking, how they're playing, and make calls based off of that. Deimos is a very good leadership operator, and he has a lot of great free info, and he is, in my opinion, definitely an S or A tier operator, up there with Grim, probably even better, because he has counters, yes, like mute, but if mute is banned, you can't do much about it. Tuberao, sure, Vigil, sure, but then you're forcing them to play operators that they might not actually want to play in their lineup, right? Like, if they're Clubhouse Basement, okay, Tuberao they might play, but Vigil for no reason other than, oh, they have a Deimos and we want to roam, that's not really a great play. So, Deimos has a lot of leverage and power, and he's probably going to get banned a good bit, especially if you have a very good Deimos player on your team. But, I would definitely abuse Deimos. His pistol can open up hatches that are soft, can make rotates. He's fairly fast. You can put a horizontal grip on the AK and you'll be even faster. I mean, there's really no downside to Deimos. He's always going to be an operator that's helpful and is going to, provide positive impact to the round. It's more so, are you a good Deimos player? Do you know how to play him well for your playstyle? If you're solo queue and you're passive, are you really going to be doing that much benefit giving info with Deimos rather than just bringing someone like Thermite, right? That's the main question there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you disagree, agree, etc. And also let me know what operator you want to see me do next. Because I do, look at requests and comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Peace.